We're going to now hear from 4 champions of prevention, beginning with Dr. David Jett, who's been studying the root causes of brain diseases in our environment for over 20 years. He's currently the director of the Office of the Neural Exposome and Toxicology at the National Institute for Neurological Disorders and Stroke. David?
Well, thank you. And I have to say, first of all, that this is truly a fantastic meeting. And thank you, Ray, for inviting me here. I also want to say that NIEHS is doing a fantastic work on environmental research. So I actually work at a different place at NIH, and it's called the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke. And so basically what we're trying to do is help what the NIEHS has done for a while. So again, my name's Dave Jett, and I'm at this neural exposome toxicology. Basically, at NIEH or at NDS, we have a focus on the brain and nervous systems, and we're more, I'd say, more disease-driven institute, but with a very strong basic research component to figure out causes of some of these diseases. So I think this will help us with how these chemicals affect disease like PD. So let's see what else. This is going to be a little short. So yeah, this is just we've already talked about what the exposome is. The one thing I say is it's not the exosome. I always tell people that because they always think it's that. And it's I think, at least, the next step after the Human Genome Project. And I won't go through all these, but it's just all non-inheritable factors. And hopefully that this will unlock a more holistic approach to disease prevention and interventions. So, oops. So this is just a paper we did. The bottom line is this is sort of how we look at what the exposome is. And there's really 3 areas that we're focusing on. One is exogenous factors like environmental toxicities, but also things like light and noise, climate change, of course. Then endogenous factors like the microbiome and so forth. And then we sort of split behavioral factors into its own ball, and psychosocial, but also things like sleep and stress, lifestyle. So that's sort of what we're looking at as the exposome. This is just a few things that we've done a lot of work. Society for Neuroscience, some SOT, Symposium, webinars, a ton of stuff. One of the biggest things that we're trying to do is get more neuroscientists involved in this. And we're slowly but surely getting there, I think. And then last, I think this is the last one. I'm not going to go through this. The bottom line is that we're doing some things that we're doing. It's only been about 2 or 3 years now, but we're doing a lot. This is just a chart where the projects are put in their parent categories. And as you remember, the endo and exo behavioral. And many of them include more than just one factors. For example, air pollution plus social stress. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see we've worked on environmental toxicants, microbiome, and other things. And we have one that just finished out on the stress and how it affects, this is for Alzheimer's disease, but stress and how that it affects Alzheimer's disease. So the last thing, we have a couple more out that are almost out that I could say something about, and one is on basically it's LBD, in this case, Lewy body disease, and another one on interfaces when we know that these chemicals actually have an effect on things like skin and nasal passages and so forth. So